The reason we don't have more women is that it's a shift that takes time to flow through, but it is tough. And I think that with open source, what we do is we create an opening, an access point that it does rely on skills, but it doesn't rely on funding or your socioeconomic background or being able to go to the right schools. You know, I didn't apply to Oxbridge because I didn't think I would get in. And I didn't really understand that somebody who was from a more diverse background, a poorer background, would actually possibly have had more chance of getting in. I just thought it wasn't for the likes of me. That's about understanding the portal or the doorway in. And I think with open source, we create a doorway, an entrance, an opening into the tech sector that requires you to have some level of skill and talent, but doesn't require you to be in a particular place in the world, doesn't require you to have funding. It requires you to have the time to be able to contribute. And one of the things that we are very keen to work on is bringing people together with the open source community, the contributing community, people who've been taught to code but haven't yet had the opportunity to work in tech companies, and to enable them to see that doorway into the tech sector and build skills. And that means that when you start, you're very much doing things like fixing typos and gradually becoming part of a community, gradually getting more involved in conversations, and gradually being taught how to contribute in and building skills that you would only get hands-on on the job normally through open source. And I really do think that there is an access point there, particularly for people who are not in the US or not in the hubs in the US, like the Bay Area, where you've got access to a really thriving, growing tech sector. So for people who are cast all over the planet, and in the UK cast across rural areas, there is this opportunity to become part of something without leaving where you're from.